Marcus Whitmore ran his household like it was a corporation, not a home. He was the kind of billionaire who believed rules kept order, and for his mansion in Greenwich, Connecticut, he had exactly 3 of them for the staff. Stay professional, never get close to his daughter, and under no circumstances touch her. His daughter Lila was 10 years old, living with brittle bone disease, bound to a wheelchair, and a strict routine. She was the only part of his life he couldn't control, and so he tried harder than anyone else ever would. But then came Naomi Carter, 33. A black woman who had seen enough hardship for 2 lifetimes. She worked quietly in that sprawling mansion, with a rhythm that made cleaning feel like something sacred. She didn't flinch at marble floors or Persian rugs worth more than her entire life savings. What she did notice, what she couldn't ignore, was the loneliness in that little girl's eyes every morning. One September day, Lila rolled toward her with a tired smile, whispering, "I had that dream again, the one where I could run." Naomi crouched down, her voice soft but steady. "That's a good dream to hold on to." And for the first time in months, Lila giggled. But their moment was cut short by Marcus striding past in a $1,000 suit, his eyes fixed on his phone, barking about stock reports. The little girl's shoulders slumped as he reminded her, "Tutoring at 9 sharp. No excuses." Naomi saw it all the way. His words clipped her wings, the way silence hung heavier than any chandelier in that house. That evening at dinner, Lila pushed her food around her plate, barely touching it. "I want Naomi to sit with me," she said suddenly. The air froze. Marcus set his fork down with surgical precision. "She's staff Lila. Staff eat in the kitchen. Family eats here." Lila's lip trembled. "What reason is that, Dad?" His answer came cold and final. "Because that's how it's done." Naomi, hovering near the doorway, apologized quickly, promising it wouldn't happen again. But the damage was done. The girl looked at her father as though he'd carved a canyon between them. And still late that night, Lila wheeled herself across the property, climbing into Naomi's tiny garage apartment. She looked around the small space photos of Naomi's late brother, a quilt from her mother, potted plants clinging to the sunless window. "Was he sick like me?" Lila asked, pointing at the boy in the photo. Naomi's throat tightened. "Yes. Different condition, but yes." Lila whispered, "Maybe that's why you're nice to me." Naomi shook her head. "No, baby girl. I'm nice to you because you deserve kindness. You deserve to be seen." That bond grew in stolen moments, in whispers, in little confessions, until the day it broke. In the garden, sunlight poured across the gravel paths while Naomi helped Lila maneuver her chair. The girl broke down, tears spilling as she sobbed, "Nobody sees me. I'm invisible." Without thinking, Naomi bent down and hugged her. "You're the brightest light in this house," she whispered. That's when Marcus appeared, 3 business partners trailing behind him like shadows. His voice cracked like a whip. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Lila reached for him, pleading. "She was just comforting me, Dad." But his face was stone. "You're fired," he told Naomi, right there in front of the suits. No appeal, no mercy. Security escorted her out as Lila screamed, "Don't go! Please don't leave me!" Naomi looked back one last time, whispering, "I'll always be here if you need me." The mansion door slammed like a coffin lid. The next morning, Karma arrived at the breakfast table. Marcus read his paper business as usual, while a nervous temp maid served toast. Lila grabbed a piece too big, chewed once, then her hands flew to her throat. She couldn't breathe. Her lips turned blue as her chair rocked violently. Marcus dropped his phone, panic breaking through his polished shell. Clara breathed. "Somebody help!" Staff screamed, but nobody knew what to do. And then the door burst open. Naomi. She'd only come back to pick up her mother's locket from the shed, but the second she heard those screams, she flew across the room. 1, 2, 3 thrusts, and the hunk of bread shot across the linen tablecloth. Lila gasped, ragged but alive, clutching Naomi's hand. "You came back." Marcus froze, powerless, watching the woman he'd thrown out save his daughter with calm, practiced hands. "Thank you," he muttered the words alien in his mouth. But Naomi didn't even look at him. "She needs water, small sips. Call a doctor. Now." The staff rushed, the room spun, and Marcus stood there, stripped bare, exposed as a father who'd failed when it mattered most. By noon, whispers spread through Connecticut's elite. The billionaire fired the maid who saved his kid. Investors murmured about his judgment. Journalists circled like sharks. That night, Lila refused to eat. She locked herself in her room. "Why try," she said flatly, "when everyone who loves me gets sent away?" Marcus was forced to see the reflection, his daughter crumbling the same way he had after his wife's death, shutting down piece by piece. Days passed, the pressure mounting. Half the staff threatened to quit. Investors questioned his leadership. And then Marcus found a folder Thomas, the old butler, had kept records of nights Naomi had rushed Lila to the ER, times she caught mistakes in prescriptions that would have ruined the child's kidneys, receipts where Naomi spent her own money on cushions and therapy tools. She had saved Lila not once, but multiple times. Quietly. Without credit. Without him ever knowing. Shame hit him harder than any headline. So he did what no one ever imagined. He drove to Naomi's cramped apartment, folder in hand. She opened the door, guarded her walls high. "Why?" he asked, voice cracking. "Why do all this, and never tell me?" Her answer was simple. "Because it wasn't about you, Marcus. It was about your daughter. Love doesn't ask for credit." That night, for the first time in 6 years, Marcus confessed. His wife had died suddenly in his arms, a brain aneurysm that stole her mid-laugh. "I swore I'd never feel that pain again," he whispered. "So I built walls. Around me. Around her. I thought I was protecting Lila, but all I did was suffocate her." He dropped his gaze. "Please. She's giving up. Won't eat. Won't take her medication. I don't know what to do. Please help her." Naomi grabbed her coat. "Not for you," she said firmly. "For Lila." When she entered that bedroom, the little girl's pale face lit up for the first time in days. "You came," she cried, falling into Naomi's arms. Naomi kissed her hair. "I told you I'll always be here." Marcus watched from the doorway, humbled hearing his daughter whisper, "You're the only one who sees me." That was the turning point. Marcus skipped his board meeting the next morning, let the company threaten his seat because he sat with his daughter instead. He got down on his knees, eye level with her wheelchair, tears rolling as he admitted, "I've been a terrible father. I let fear make me cruel. But I love you, Lila, more than anything." For the first time in years, she reached for his hand. Word spread quickly. A billionaire who had abandoned his own board to sit with his disabled daughter, it flipped the narrative. Investors reconsidered, staff returned, and the mansion, once cold as a tomb, began to sound like a home again. Naomi returned, but not as the maid. She came back as Lila's companion, her advocate, her family. Marcus drew up a contract making her untouchable. They ate dinner together for the first time. Marcus burned the pasta, and for the first time in years, he laughed. Real laughter. The kind his wife used to beg him for. Months later, at a fundraiser for children with disabilities, it was Lila who spoke into the microphone. "6 months ago, I thought I was invisible," she told the crowd. "But then Miss Naomi showed me that being seen is the bravest thing. And my dad, he showed me it's never too late to change." The room erupted in a standing ovation, but Marcus only saw his daughter's proud smile and the woman beside her, who had saved them both. And here's the part that sticks with me. Some people say, Marcus didn't deserve that second chance, that billionaires don't change, that he only learned because the world turned against him. Others say it doesn't matter why, what matters is, he did change, and his daughter finally got the father she needed. So, what do you think? Do people like Marcus deserve redemption, or should one mistake define them forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know if you've ever seen someone transform after hitting rock bottom. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story, because maybe someone out there needs to be reminded it's never too late to choose love over fear.